So last but not least, pulling the anchor leg for the evening is Scott Vlaun, our executive director here at CEBE. He has been passionate about creating equitable access to solar power for many years. He lives off the grid in Otisfield with the help of a few solar panels. Scott.
All right. Happy to be here. Awesome presentations. So yeah, I'm Scott, and we've been trying to launch CEBE Community Solar for quite some time, and there's been a lot of struggle to get good solar policy in Maine, but we're getting there, and we are working towards an equity-based cooperative model for community solar in our community. But meanwhile, I'm going to talk about some other things. So that's our sun right there, our star. 173,000 is how many terawatts of energy it puts out every day, which is 10,000 times more than we actually use. So let's garner that energy. And that little thing up in the corner, that was the space station running off of that solar power. Great photo from NASA. This is a solar panel on my shop. It takes 300 watts of that 173 trillion watts and turns it into usable electricity so I can charge my power tools and run some lights and play some tunes. This is weird. That's a community. Those are solar panels. That is, everybody looks really happy. I think I'm trying to make the case here. Community solar makes people happy. It might be something to do with those electric vehicle chargers too that we just initiated over at the high school. So why community solar? So when you're watching Netflix at night and you know where your electricity comes from, it just makes you happier. It makes you happier to know that you're lowering your carbon footprint, and the sun shines for free. No need to buy fuel. And you don't need a site if you get involved with community solar. And of course, there's no air pollution involved from burning fossil fuels. You don't have to stress about those nasty mega dams in Quebec that are destroying ecosystems and displacing First Nation people. There's no drilling, no spilling. So solar spills are awesome. And who are we doing this for? We're doing it for our kids, for the next generations. We're doing it for those frontline communities that are having their communities, fracked. There's refineries. They live downstream from the tar sands, and we're doing it for the planet. We're doing it for all the other life on this planet to try to stave off that sixth great extinction, mass extinction that's coming on. So what is community solar? Basically, a single solar farm generates electricity for multiple households. The power company gives you a credit for a percentage of that solar farm toward your electricity bill. Simple as can be. How does it work? Maine has a net metering policy, or net energy billing, which basically means that the solar array produces power, the credits get applied to your bill. You can store up those credits in the summer, use them in the winter when there's less sun, and we can put as many meters as we want onto on arrays up to 5 megawatts. Basically, it just aggregates the electricity demands of a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of households, manage a solar array to meet all of that demand, and then spreads that costs out much cheaper than putting it on your rooftop probably, and makes it more affordable. And it's great if you have a lousy site that has shade and you don't want to cut down your lovely trees. So a couple different models. You can subscribe or you can own. And two of our sponsors, Power Market, Revision Energy, represent these two models that are out there. And we'll talk about those in a second. Both important, both good depending on your situation. So the Power Market has a subscription model. Right away, tonight, you can go on their website, you can subscribe and begin to save 10% on the kilowatt hours that you use. No cash up front, easy in, you want to get out, easy out. And if you do it, make sure you put CEBE as a referral code and we get a donation from Power Market. If you move, just take your share with you. If you stay in CMP service area, with this subscription model, you just unsubscribe, find another community solar farm where you go, or just install solar if you have a more suitable location to wherever you move to. No sweat, very easily done. The ownership model, you're going to need a little cash up front and or some credit. because it takes, you're gonna have to buy into this, into the model. But once you pay that off, long-term savings, and it will lock in your energy costs over a long period of time. And I will add that all of this is going to be so much easier with that consumer-owned utility. If you move and you're in that ownership model, you can, again, take your share with you if you're in CMP area, or you're going to have to sell your share to someone else and then move on and figure out your solar wherever you move to. That's a long 20 seconds. So what if we build an equity-based cooperative model? Could we have the best of both worlds? Could we increase accessibility to clean energy at a lower cost? I think we can. We can absolutely do that. But it's going to take some work. So let's build that equity-based cooperative model. It will keep profits for the consumer owners of a consumer cooperative. It'll keep all that cash, all that profit in the community, and provide long-term savings for all the co-op owners, because these will be consumer owners. We will own our own community solar farms. It will utilize lots of small sites all over the area, and it'll move our Western foothills towards this local distributed smart grid that we know is going to be the future of electricity. Again, much more doable with the consumer-owned utility, and it will lower and stabilize energy costs for everybody involved. Are there challenges to this model? Absolutely. It's going to take time and money. It's going to, we need to create a cooperative legal structure to make all this work. We're going to need investors. We're going to need lenders. We're going to need to find all of these small sites, which is all of this is going to take community backing. And that's where you guys all come in. So however you do it, now's the time. Go solar. There is no excuse not to. And stay tuned as we develop our community solar, equity-based community solar cooperative in the future. So there we have it. Go solar.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott.